Hi, you are welcome to the Real Pic YT YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe Real Pic YT YouTube channel soon. Join us to learn about the world. Today we are going to tell you about Eiffel Tower. The design of the Eiffel Tower is attributed to Maurice Covelin and Emile Nauguier, two senior engineers working for the Compiègne Dutch establishment Eiffel. It was envisioned after discussion about a suitable centerpiece for the proposed 1889 Explosion Universelle, a World's Fair to celebrate the centenarians for the French Revolution. Eiffel openly acknowledged that inspiration for a tower came from the Latin Observatory, built in New York City in 1853. In May 1884, working at home, Coquelin made a structure of their idea described by him as a great pylon consisting of 4 lattice girders standing apart at the base and coming together at the top, joined together by metal trusses at regular intervals. Eiffel intuitively showed tidal enthusiasm, but he did approve further study, and the two engineers then asked Stephen Serveston, the head of company's architectural department, to contribute to the design. Servester added the decorative arch to the base of the tower, a glass pavilion to the first level, and other embellishments. The new version gains Eiffel's support. He brought the right to the patent on the design, which Coquelin, Nauguier and Sylvester had taken out, and the design was exhibited an exhibition for decorative arts in the autumn in 1884 under the company name. On 30 March 1885, Eiffel presented his plans to the Society des Ingénieurs Civils. After discussing the technical problems and emphasizing the practical use of the tower, he finished his talk by saying the tower would symbolize not only the art of the modern engineer but also the century of industrial science in which we are living, and for which the way was prepared by the great scientific movement of the 18th century and by the revolution of 1789, to which this movement will be built as an expression for the French gratitude. Little progress was made until 1886, when Jules Gray was re-elected as President of France and Edward Lockroy was appointed as Minister for Trade. A broad for explanation was passed, and on 1st May, Edward announced an alteration to the terms of the open competition began held for a centerpiece to the exposition, which effectively made the selection of Eiffel's design a foregone conclusion, as Henrys had to conclude a study for 300 meters four-side metal tower on the Champ de Mars. On 12 May, a commission was set up to examine Eiffel's scheme and its rivals, which a month later decided that all the proposals except Eiffel were either impractical or lacking in details. After some debate about the exact location of the tower, a contract was signed on 8 January 1887. This was signed by Eiffel acting in his own capacity rather than as the representative of his company, and granted him 1.5 million francs toward the construction's cost, less than quarter of estimate 6.5 million francs. Eiffel was to receive all income from the commercial exposition, for the tower during the exhibition, and for the next 20 years. He later established a separate company to manage the tower, putting up half the necessary capital himself. Work on foundations started on 28 January 1887. Those for the east and south legs was strained forward with each leg resting on 4 2-meter concrete slabs, one of each of the principal girders of each leg. The west and north legs being closer the river since were more completed. Each slab need 2 pipes installed by using compressed air caissons 15 meters long and 6 meters in diameter, driving to a depth of 22 meters to support the concrete slab, which were 6 meters thick. Each of these slabs support a block of limestone with an in-link top to a bare supporting shoes for the ironwork. Each shoe was encased to the stonework by pair of bottles 10 centimeters in diameter and 7.5 meters long. The foundation were completed on 30 July and the erection of the ironwork began. The visible work on the site was completed by the enormous amount of exciting preparatory work took place behind the scenes. The drawing office product 1,700 general drawings and 30,629 details drawing of the 1838 different parts needed. The task of drawing the compounds was completed by the complex angles involved in the design and the degree of precision required. The precision to rivet was specified to within 1 meter and angles worked out to 1 second of each. The finished components, some already riveted together in sub-assemblies, arrived on hot-rolled carts from a factory in nearby Persian suburbs in Leolois Parrot and were first bolted together, with the bolt being replaced with rivet as construction progresses. No drilling or sharpening was done on site. If any part did not fit, it was sent back to the factory for alteration. In all, 18,038 pieces were joined together using 2.5 million rivets. At first, the legs were constructed as cantilevers, but about halfway to the first level, construction was paused in order to create a subtained timber scaffold. This renewed concern about the structural integrity for the tower, and the sensational headlines such as Eiffel suicide and Gustav Eiffel has gone mad. He has been confined in an asylum appeared in the tabloid press. At the stage, a small creeper crane designed to move up to the tower was installed in each leg. They made use the guidance for the lift, which were to be fit in the 4 legs. The critical stage of joining the legs at the first level was completed by the end of March 1888. Although the metalwork had been prepared with almost attention to detail, provision had been made to carry out small adjustments in order to precisely align the legs. Hydraulic jacks were fitted to the shoes at the base of each leg, capable of exerting a force of 800 tons, and the legs were intentionally constructed at a slight stepper angle then necessary, being supported by sandbox on the scaffold. Although construction involved 300 on-site employees, only 1 person died. Due to the Eiffel safety precautions and the use of movable gangways, guardrails and screens, the worth iron of Eiffel Tower weighed 7,300 tons, and addition of lift, shops and antennas have brought the total weight to approximately 10,100 tons. As a demonstration of economy of design, if the 7,300 tons of metal in the structure were melted down, it would fill the square base 125 meters on each side to a depth of only 6.25 centimeters, assuming the density of the metal to be 7.8 tons per cube meter. Additionally, a cube box surrounding the tower would contain 6,200 tons of air, weighing almost as much as the iron itself. Depending on the ambient temperature, the top of the tower may shift away from the sun by up to 18 cm facing the sun due to the expansion on the metal on the side facing the sun. I think you enjoyed this story, so stay with us to find out what you didn't know about this world. And don't forget to subscribe Real Pic YT YouTube channel. Have a nice day.